In this episode, I'm going to do some homestead beekeeping. I've got two empty hives here. I'm going to be setting them up as a hive or a bee trap. Well, in a sense. Stay tuned, I'll explain more. I'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. What I've got here is two deeps and a honey super, but my honey super is empty. I don't even have any frames in it. It's just, I set my beehives up here on my sand filter system for storage and for yard art, if you will, because I want to dissuade people from coming into my driveway from parking here, because this is a sand filter system. For those of you who don't know what a sand filter system does, it's an integral part of treating septic from the house. It collects effluent or the fluid in a tank once we flush the toilet or drain the kitchen sink. And it pumps that fluid out through here. There's a big sand mound and some rocks, and there's a high pressure pump that blows the water up through the sand, and it filters down, getting rid of the ingredients. And then the water filters out through a drain field system. There's several hundred feet of pipe out here in the field. So we can't have cars running around out here on the grass, and we can't have traffic parking on my sand filter system. They'll destroy it. So I decided to park my empty beehives up here to kind of like do two purposes. Dissuade any cars from wanting to park here, and also dissuade anybody from getting too curious about wanting to come on my property anyway. It's already posted non-trespassing, and we do have cameras up. Yes, we got a security system in place. But with these empty hives, I'm going to go ahead and turn them into bait hives. As you can see, I already have the hive set up with clean frames with foundation. I choose the plastic basic foundation. I like these because when I clean them up, I can get all the stuff off of them and use my pressure washer on them, get them cleaned up and reuse them. So I got these hives set up, but what I want to do is put an attractant in here. Now the attractant is the bait part of the bait hive. The hive's already set up for any swarm that happens to be coming by, and right now is the season for swarms. Now in middle summer are swarm seasons. I've got plenty of oak trees around here that are hollowed out, and I do have bees taking up residence in some of those oaks. But when I get a feral hive or a feral colony that's out looking for a new home, I want to entice them here. Now there's flowers growing around here, which I do see some honeybees collecting nectar from these flowers at the base of these hives. I want to entice them and attract them into the hive to maybe they want to bring their queen and the colony into the new home. So what I've got here is I've got lemongrass oil, essential oil, lemongrass. Now lemongrass essential oil mimics the pheromone that a queen bee emits from the colony. She puts out that scent, and that will attract the bees to her, the bees from her colony. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of lemongrass oil on this Q-tip. I'm going to go ahead and do both ends. That's all I need. Right there on that Q-tip. I'm going to put some around the entrance. I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to lay this across the top right there. And later today, I'm going to go ahead and get my queen excluder and put the queen excluder on here and bring out some of my frames for honey super. So the queen will typically colonize the bottom hives. The brood chambers is what we call them. And then once the queen excluder is in here, it keeps the queen out of the honey super, where the honeybees will be making the honey that I'm going to harvest and then put in bottles. And then I have my inner cover. It's just a regular small inner cover. I'll set that on there. And it has a vent on the top, and then I've got my telescoping cover, which sets right on the top. Now this hive is ready to attract bees, but I'm going to come out here later this afternoon and put my frames in the honey super and also my queen excluder. And I'm going to do the same with this hive right here. And that's it. Bait hives are set up. Hopefully, oh, I spilt some of that on there. Boy, I'm going to attract some bees to my hands. Get that cleaned up. Anyway, I'm going to do in my apiary. I have some bee colonies out there, and I got to do some beekeeping. I'm going to split some hives and get them. I'm going to do some walk-away splits. So we're going to do that in another show. But this is just a show on what I'm doing with just empty hives. It's just fingers crossed, maybe they'll attract bees, maybe they won't. But at least they're yard art, and they're dissuading people from parking on my sand filter system. Well, I'm Jerry Hansen, your host. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Please stay tuned to more videos. You can do that by subscribing, clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up, click that share button. Sharing my videos on your social media platforms helps us out. Be safe, always be kind, and there's a homestead hack for you, a simple trick on trying to get free bees. Yes. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.